So I've tried 4 or 5 times to record this video, and I think I figured out what I actually want to say. Normally it runs too long, or I get frustrated and I stop the video and I think and I redo it. This has got to be the final take, otherwise I'm just not going to post a video. So I'm probably the most interesting, dull person, you know? Like, I keep fish. Like, ooh, exciting. I mean, it is, if you're into the hobby, like having plants in a tank, and, you know, it's not as simple as it looks, especially with a, dirted tank that you don't constantly clean. It can be difficult, but anyway, see, I get off on tangents and then it ends up being way too long. But I was going to talk about my maps, an even duller subject for most people. So a couple years ago, I started keeping track of everywhere I've been on a motorcycle. And the reason that I'm doing that is because of BWOM, by way of motorcycle. Bill Ma is the guy that posted those videos, and I'll link it down in the description or the comments end of the video, whatever, along with where you can actually get this map that I cut up and made into a 6th grade geography project and my 3D prints that I'll show you in a minute and all that. But Bill Ma actually passed away a number of years ago, and I had an opportunity to meet him because at the time I lived in Sioux City and he was in Omaha, and he hosted a get-together, I think, in Lincoln. But for whatever reason, I didn't go, and I regret it a lot because obviously he's passed away now, and I can't tell him how influential his videos were to me and how much it's affected my life. Like, the amount of time and effort and money and miles I've put into riding motorcycles is kind of crazy. And between him and my dad, they're the two reasons why I'm doing this. My dad helped me get my first motorcycle. All of this is a ride I did with him out to Sturgis when I was a junior in high school. So most of this is just in the last couple of years, but that trip was special to me, so I included that one. So as I go to a county, I black it out and I keep track of it on a spreadsheet also. But like I said, I'll link Bill's channel because it's still up, and oh great, more rain. Yeah, motorcycle weather. I'll link his stuff and I'll link all my stuff, but yeah, so to me it's important that I know where I've been, that I'm getting something accomplished, and that I'm doing something. I've got some sort of goal. And to me, traveling is what makes me feel good. It's cheaper than a therapist and way more effective for me. So Roadside America is a website that I've actually contributed to. There's also Atlas Obscura. Otherwise, just open Google Maps and start looking around there for stuff to do. Like if you lived in Sioux City, for example, well, there's all this stuff just to go look at in Sioux City, And even if you just wanted to go drive around aimlessly, that is wonderful. I love driving around aimlessly. That's what I do almost every day after work. So it's Metal Farmer Driving Tractor. I know that's one of mine. It's out on a road through the northern end of the Iowa Les Hills. There's a metal cowboy driving a tractor. They burned the grass off that year. I think I called him Sheet Metal Steve. Lapcheck the motorcyclist, because I go by Lapcheck on Adventure Rider and a couple other places. This Stegosaurus, that was also one of mine, out by Akron, Iowa. But yeah, you can just see what's in your local area, go explore it wherever you are. Like North Dakota, people think, oh, there's nothing to do in North Dakota. Sure there is. There's all kinds of stuff to go see in North Dakota. You want to see the tallest structure in America? Where is it? It's one of these. Well, I know where did... Oh, world's second tallest man-made structure which is the tallest in America because the Burj Khalifa Tower is the tallest one. So, like, it's in Blanchard, North Dakota. To me, this is interesting. Like, it's a TV tower, but it's the tallest structure in the country. I'm going to go see it. I'm going to spend an entire day and go out there and see it. You know, you can go see more interesting stuff than that. You know, if you're into sculptures, there's Regent, North Dakota, up to Dickinson. Yeah, this is the Mystic Highway. There's all kinds of stuff along that. But just get out and explore, you know. So, you know, for me, like, I keep track of counties along with other stuff, but like, I've been to all the counties in Iowa. I've been to 8 of them in Illinois, and I made this spreadsheet to keep track of where I've been. At the end of 2024, I will have been to every single county in Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota, and Minnesota. And like I said, I've already got Iowa done. Plus, I'm going to do that portion of Wisconsin this year. And then 2025, I'm either doing Route 66 or I'm doing the Mississippi from Itasca in Minnesota all the way to the Bayou and then back up through the Barber Motorcycle Museum. And then the year after that, I am going to Key West, Florida and back, and potentially a saddle sore ride, which is 1,000 miles or more in 24 hours or less, and there's variations on that, out to Wheels Through Time Museum. Year after that, I'm planning on going to every single county in Utah and spending about a solid week down here in southern Utah. So I'm chipping away at it, and I used to say I'm going to go to every county in the United States in my lifetime. I've got about 4 decades, if I'm lucky, left to do it. And honestly, I think I can do Continental 48. I think that won't be a problem because there's roads to all of it. You just have to put in the seat time. Where I think the issue will be is Hawaii and Alaska. I don't know if I can get to some of these you know, with a motorcycle, or if I can get to them, I bet there's probably not a motorcycle to rent there. You know, like Aleutians east and west. I'm fairly confident that there are no roads there, and you might not even be able to have a vehicle in a lot of those places, because I think some of these are like protected areas. So I don't think it's even possible to get to all of them legally, and unless I win the lottery, you know, I don't know that I'll be able to like fly a motorcycle into these places. Or like all these islands down here in the Juneau area. I don't know if I can get to all of those on a motorcycle. Isle Royale, that's walk-in camping only. For sure you can't get there, but I think that's part of this county up here in Michigan. Angle Inlet, I haven't crossed off, even though I've technically been to that county, because I haven't been to that little landmass. I got to go through Canada to get there, because I'm not driving across the lake in the winter. But I'm going to chip away at it, and like I said, it's an indicator to me that I'm making progress and I'm doing something with my life. Speaking of which, what I'm doing with my life, I'm also raising kids, which is very important to me, honestly, obviously, like, you know, and I'm trying to teach my kids that, you know, traveling is something that I think is important, and, you know, I printed out all these state outlines so we can keep track of each of the kids where they've been on a motorcycle. And they also wanted just states as well, because we go on trips and to different states. So I thought, hey, I'll get these little vials, since my kids like rocks, and they can get dirt from every state. This is a failed print. When I was starting this filament was actually underneath another coil, and it bound up and it shifted the print. But you're going to have 48 of them, and I'll link this in the description and the video, whatever. 48 of them, and then there'd be 3 in the top, your first state, your last state, and Washington, D.C., and then there's a 4th side of that top that I can put some kind of text on. And I have to print that as a separate piece because this is going to hit pretty close to my height limit, so I just made it 2 pieces. And, you know, most people think that, you know, oh, you can program this machine to make whatever you want, cool, and that's the end of it. But, like, I mean, people make careers on being able to design stuff like this. I did a ton of computer and mechanical drafting in high school. And, you know, to do 3D printing, you need to be a mechanical person to be able to set it up and level it and everything. You need to be a computer person to be able to take prints off the internet and put them on here. And if you want to make your own, you have to be not only a creative person, but a computer and technically minded person that understands engineering to be able to build stuff that works. And I built this on Tinkercad. I'll show you that in a sec. But you know, it's most people glaze over. But if you're still here, you're not one of those people. But yeah, I'm making this for my kids because they like rocks and they like travel, and you know, I'd like to instill in them that sense of adventure and what I feel is important in life. Whether or not I'm right, I don't know, but it's certainly working for me so far. So here are some rocks that we got at the Grotto of the Redemption in West Bend, Iowa. And even if you're not a religious person, super duper worth stopping because it's just incredible. Like big place. They got all these rocks and crystals and minerals and fossils and seashells and coral, and it's incredible what they've built. You know, my kids' eyes were as big as baseballs when they saw it. Like it was a good stop for us. But I like taking my kids on little trips like that to spark that in them so that when they get older, maybe they'll do what I do. If they don't, that's okay. If they do, cool, you know. My daughter's got quite a rock collection. This old cosmetics box is full of them too. But, you know, I don't have any answers to what to do with your life. I still don't know. I'm just trying to keep myself busy, you know, in the meantime. I take my kids to parks and lakes, and I take them on, you know, little day trips, and they're getting to be the age where they're going to actually remember stuff long term, and they'll be big enough that they're not extra work to take on trips, you know, like a lot of very small children are. So we're going to start doing bigger trips, and yeah, I mean, I don't really know what the point of this video was or if I got any kind of point across, but I just felt like I needed to make it. And, you know, if someone watching this sees this and they feel inspired to do anything, whether that's travel to the next town over to have supper there, or if it's explore their home area, or if it's to do something as big as I'm talking about, awesome. If just one person does that, I would be overjoyed. And, you know, I recently turned off comments on all my YouTube videos except this one because I'm tired of reading 10 negative comments or more just to see one positive one. I don't make hardly any money on YouTube, really, so I'm not really worried about it. It's not going to change my ad revenue at all. Most of my, like 99.999% of my views are from non-subscribers, and it's like 99.7% of them are non-returning viewers, so that's where the ad revenue comes from anyway. So this is the only one you'll be able to comment on because I feel it's important, and the people that will watch this are not the kind of people that would make those negative comments. So yeah, links at the end of the video and description for the map and the 3D prints and stuff. And those 3D prints won't be up right away. I have to make sure they actually all print out and fit and work correctly before I release them to the public. But you can get those little vials off Amazon. I'll link those too. Thanks for watching.